Hey everybody, so it is time to reveal our my top 10 goaltenders, starting goaltenders in the NHL. If you have not yet watched part 1 or 2 of this little rankings list here, please do that either before watching this video or after, but check that out and get the whole list 1 through 31. This is part 3, this is the top 10. These are the best goaltenders in the league. Before we get started, I just want to say, if you're not yet a subscriber to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. As long as you're a fan of hockey and a fan of the NHL, there are videos here for you. So hit that subscribe button and follow along. So, the top 10, let me tell you, this was really, really freaking hard to do. These are all elite level goaltenders, and I have no reservations in saying that these are all elite level goaltenders. That they're the best in the league, and this is the NHL as a whole has they have very good goaltending. Even the top 20, even the top 25 are all good goaltenders. But this top 10, man, this was so hard to rank these guys one ahead of the other. Trying to figure out who number 1 was. I mean, what's the difference between 1 through 3? Like, it's so minute. I guess it really comes down to personal preference and what I've seen personally and stuff like that. It's certainly subjective. All of these guys are just great goaltenders. So, here's the top 10. They are not in order. I will be putting them in order right now. That's the point of this video. So, we'll get going with number 10. Number 10, I have Tuukka Rask. Tuukka just squeaks into the top 10. Consistency has been a bit of a problem with him, but when he's on, he is on. And he can be a Vezina-level goaltender when he's on. And he's been very good for the Boston Bruins, and Boston had a great year last year. Rask had a tough stretch during the year, but the second half of the season he was absolutely fantastic. So, Tuukka's at number 10 as far as I'm concerned. Number 9, Pittsburgh Penguins' Matt Mauri. Mauri did not have a good season last year, which definitely dropped him a little bit in the rankings. Down to number 9. He's still clearly a top 10 goaltender. He's 24 years old and he already has 2 Stanley Cup rings. I think that's all you need to know about Matt Mauri. Last season was definitely a bit of a down year, but I expect him to bounce back in a big way this year and be a lot better. If he does bounce back, I think he can easily move himself up into the top 5 and be a top 5 NHL goaltender. He's just fantastic for such a young goalie, and it's going to be, I hope he bounces back and has a good season, because he has a very bright future and a good career ahead of him. And he's been really, really good up to this point, except for last season. He dealt with a lot last season, and I expect that certainly affected him, but I expect him to be better this year. Number 8. Winnipeg Jets, Connor Hellebuyck. Now, Hellebuyck was a Vezina Trophy finalist last year. He had an outstanding season. The reason I have him as low as number 8 is because last year was his breakout season. He had never done anything close to what he did last year before last season. So, before I can rank him any higher than 8, I need to see it for another year in a row. He's got to string seasons like that together if he wants to consistently be a top 10 NHL goalie. He certainly was last year. Now let's see him do it again. If he ends up being a one-hit wonder, that's going to be a problem for Winnipeg, and that will probably drop him out of this list come next season. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Hellebuyck is a very good goaltender, and I think we're going to see another great season out of him, and that will solidify him as a top 10 NHL goalie if he can do what he did last season again. Number 7, Anaheim Ducks, John Gibson. John Gibson is a very, very good goaltender. I just could not put him in the top 5. There's so much talent in this top of the list, and I just couldn't put him any higher than number 7. He's a great goaltender, and he really can carry that Anaheim team sometimes when they need him to. He makes some incredible saves, and he's very, very talented, and certainly one of the best goalies in the league. Number 6, I'm gonna now that we're in right near the top 5, this gets really, really difficult. I'm gonna go Andrei Vasilevsky, number 6, only because he's so young and last season was his breakout year. Much like Hellebuck, Vasilevsky can move himself up higher if he can do it again. He was outstanding for Tampa Bay last year. I was even more impressed with how he looked in the playoffs. I thought he was fantastic in the playoffs, especially for such a young goaltender. If Vasilevsky can do that again, he will become a top 5, maybe even top 3 NHL goaltender. But I have him at number 6 right now just because he's only done it for 1 year. I want to see him do it again. Now, if you watched my video from, I guess, last week sometime, that was my NHL awards predictions, I predicted Vasilevsky to win the Vezina this coming season. If he does that, he's probably a top 3 NHL goaltender. And I think as far as young goalies in the league go, he and Matt Mauri are certainly leading the way, and I think Vasilevsky's better than Matt Mauri. So I'm very, very high on Andrei Vasilevsky. Number 5. Columbus Blue Jackets, Sergei Bobrovsky. I've got Bobrovsky number 5. Very, very good regular season goaltender. Doesn't perform that well in the playoffs, which certainly is an issue and probably hurts him a couple spots on this list. He's really been incredible since going over to Columbus. He's really given Columbus a franchise goaltender and someone who is consistently, an elite NHL goaltender in their net. But the playoffs and his lack of success in the playoffs really hurts his overall ranking. He could be a top 3 goaltender. He's not because he doesn't perform in the playoffs all that well. So I have Sergei Bobrovsky at number 5. Number 4, Braden Holtby. Holtby could be as high as number 1 on some people's lists. He did just win the Stanley Cup last year. I have him outside the top 3 because he had such a bad season last year. The regular season last year, he lost the starting job in Washington. People have kind of forgotten that because he came back in the playoffs and played so well. But he lost the starting job in Washington to Philip Grubauer. His goals against was almost 3 during the regular season last year. He had a very bad season. Now, he came in the playoffs after the first 2 games and took the team all the way to the Stanley Cup and won the Stanley Cup. So that he did look like the old Braden Holtby in the playoffs last year. I expect a big-time bounce-back season from him. He's without a doubt a top 5 starting goaltender. I have him at number 4 because I think that the 3 remaining are just a little bit better. Number 3, Marc-Andre Flurry, Vegas. Flurry was absolutely lights out for Vegas last year and even better in the playoffs. He was unreal in the playoffs. If Vegas could have somehow taken that final series and beaten Washington, Flurry was your Conn Smythe winner without a doubt. He was unbelievable, especially in the first 2 series Vegas played. We didn't know what to expect with Flurry in Vegas after losing the starting job to Matt Mauri in Pittsburgh, becoming a backup, even though he's still one of the best goalies in the league. He got a second chance at starter life in Vegas, and he just took complete control of it. And he was absolutely fantastic, and I expect him to be that for the next few years. He's in his 30s now, but he's not that old yet. He's got at least 3 or 4 more elite years under, in him, and I think he is without a doubt one of the best goaltenders in the league. Number 2, Jonathan Quick. Jonathan Quick in LA, when he's healthy, and he stayed healthy last year, which was very good for the Kings. When he's healthy, he is just unbelievable. He is without a doubt a top 3 goaltender. His goals against last year were incredibly low. He just played lights out goaltender. He was fantastic for the Kings, and I have him ranked number 2, which leaves the Vezina Trophy winner, Pekka Rinne, is number 1. Rinne has been really, really good throughout his career. He's had some up and down seasons along the way, like anyone, but the last couple of years he's been absolutely fantastic. Won the Vezina Trophy last year. Took the Nashville Predators to the Stanley Cup Final the year before, where they lost to Pittsburgh. Right now, even though he's like 35 years old and he's starting to get up there in age, Pekka Rinne, I think, is the best goaltender in the NHL right now. He is a little bit older, so he's probably not going to stay that high for that much longer. But for right now, going into this coming season, I think Pekka Rinne is the best goaltender in the NHL. And there are some guys right on his heels looking to take that spot. The rest of this top 5 especially. And then you've got young goaltenders like Vasilevsky and Mauri who are looking to break into the top 5 and eventually into the top 3. So, that's my list. If you disagree with me, that's fine. This is all opinion. Just let me know why down in the comment section below. Your opinion is valued and wanted as well. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. Check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description below. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. The more people, the more subscribers, the more views, the better for everyone. So, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed these rankings. If you haven't watched the other 2 videos, please watch those as well and get the whole 1 through 31 rankings. I did the whole league. And let me know what you think in the comment section. So, thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.